on first is how much less is more. I'm sure you guys have heard that, right? Like, there's a book up here called The Power of Less that one of my clients actually gave me to read. I've kind of skimmed through it, and it looks awesome. I just haven't completely read it yet. But I even just love the title, The Power of Less. The less you have, obviously, the less you have to manage, clean, keep organized, and so on. And so that's definitely something to consider. And being that we are in spring, as of a couple days ago, right?
Yay.
It really is a time to honor what it looks like to have quality over quantity, right? To really take good care of what you have. And this is for you, your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual self. This is for really taking care of yourself and your space and your work with quality rather than quantity. So what does it look like to par down and have less? A really good way to start is by sorting. And sorting is putting like with like. So if, let's say, you were to, some of you have a very small space, so you have to get really creative. And maximizing vertical space is a fancy term for rather than things being stored this way, they go this way. That's why shelving and things like that are important, right? Or being able to stack drawers or boxes. Either way, if you have a big space or a little space, less is more, and sorting and putting like with like is always going to help you. So you start with the general categories, right? You make sure all your clothes are together in one place. So let's say they're just scattered everywhere, right? Because like you're very busy, and let's say you just take them on and like put them on and they're just everywhere. If you have a little time to dedicate on getting organized, you may want to start with your clothes and by getting them all together in one place. Other categories are office supplies getting together, paper getting all together, toys. You know, there's imagine you're going shopping at Target. You know, wherever they keep things. Very sorted and organized so you can find anything, right? You kind of want to create that in your space too, at home. And once you have things generally categorized and sorted, then you can delve into a category such as clothes or paper, and because it's all together, then you can start to sort that. So I'm going to actually show you an example. I brought something that's very helpful. This is basically called a catch-all. It's a bin I got at Target, and I keep it under my desk in a cubby. And as mail and papers come in that I'm not ready to file or deal with, I put it in there. Because at least it's contained in one place, right? It's better than it being on my desk and out. Because
So, like an inbox.
Like an inbox, yeah. But none of this stuff is critical. Usually if it's critical, like, I have other ways of dealing with it I'll tell you about later. But what happens is this is full now. Good timing for the workshop because I'm going to actually empty it in front of you and quickly show you what a sort looks like. I do this for myself. I do this for clients. So, you're going to tackle an area. Let's say you want to declutter. And it's maybe a pile of papers, or they might be contained or not. This is paper, and you're going to see non-paper. So, that's important. So, what's important is to get your general sorting done first, which means paper being all together in one place, right? So, I'm going to gather paper. This is paper, but it's more like a resource or a supply. And this is not paper. That's a wallet these cute kid neighbors of mine made. Some cards. I mean, that's sort of paper, but these aren't paper. So I've gotten pretty quick at this because I've been doing it for so long. It might take you a little longer, but the hugest benefit in sorting before you try to tackle something is it's so much more efficient and so much easier. Because what if I were to take one thing out of here at a time? One thing at a time and look at it and go, You know?
Yes.
It's going to take forever, and I'm just going to say, never mind. I'm handle it somewhat efficiently, right? So, what we're doing here can be applied to anything, just FYI. So, now that I've basically got non-paper together and paper together, I'm ready to delve into the paper and sort it. So, I've got flyers and brochures and a CD thing. This is really more like, because someone didn't send me a card, it's not like going to be memorabilia. It's actually a supply, right? It's something that I could use. It's stationery, something I would send out. So it's this, that would go with supplies. So those go together. Then we've got mail. And I would say, usually mail that are like flyers or junk mail I put together, and I try to not even let these come into the house. Alright, I really try to like look at the mail first and instantly recycle what I know I don't want, and it never makes its way into the house, because then you don't have a sudden bunch of it. Okay, so here's more unopened mail here. This looks like junk mail. A lot of this is probably junk. This is a large one. And so basically what I'm doing is doing flyers, unopened mail here, taxes. Here, yeah, that's important. Flyers, information. That's its own thing. Another flyer, junk mail. Information, these are kind of like brochures. Receipts. So that's its own category. These are forms from when I do dog walking sometimes. They're sort of like a supply. So we'll do that. And a receipt, and this is something I don't need anymore. It's something I scribbled as a note, and I can go, like, that'll be tossed. And this is similar, it's like a magazine brochure information. And these are things I attended or flyers. Okay, so now what's happening is I can see that I have all this unopened mail, and I can quickly go through it and see if any of them are from the same people. That's even more detailed sorting. So Union Bank I'm going to put together because I know there were a couple. And see what else. CWP, now I'm not with them anymore.